Hello, viewers! Welcome to Timeless Tale Stories. We share fairy tales from cultures all around the world, and we post new stories every day.
Long ago, when the forests were deeper and the winds carried secrets from tree to tree, there lived a fox and a goat whose friendship would be tested by temptation and truth. Near the edge of a vast green forest, where wildflowers painted the ground in gold and violet, and the tall grass swayed like gentle waves, a clever fox wandered in search of something new. Her red fur shimmered like autumn fire under the sun, and her sharp eyes missed nothing. She was known throughout the forest for her intelligence, her charm, and her ability to find her way out of any trouble. Yet, despite all her cleverness, there was something she did not fully understand: the quiet strength of honesty. Not far from her path grazed a gentle goat. Her coat was soft and pale as morning light, and her large eyes reflected kindness. She was not the strongest animal in the forest, nor the fastest, nor the most cunning, but she possessed something rare, a heart that trusted easily and loved sincerely. She believed that goodness, once given, would always return. One warm afternoon, as sunlight filtered softly through the leaves, the fox noticed the goat standing near a patch of bright flowers. Curious, she approached with a graceful step and a friendly smile. "Good day, dear goat," said the fox smoothly. "Your coat shines like silk in the sunlight. I have never seen such beauty." The goat blinked shyly. Compliments were not something she often received. "Thank you, fox. Your fur glows like the colors of autumn. I have heard you are very clever." The fox lifted her head proudly. "Clever, perhaps, but cleverness is lonely without company. Would you walk with me? I can show you parts of the forest you have never seen." The goat hesitated only a moment before nodding, and so, side by side, the two began to walk. As the days passed, their companionship grew. The fox showed the goat hidden clearings where butterflies gathered like drifting petals. She revealed secret paths winding between ancient trees. She pointed out birds' nests high above and streams that sang quietly over smooth stones. The goat listened with wonder and admiration. To her, every word the fox spoke felt like a gift. The fox, in turn, enjoyed the goat's pure laughter and gentle nature. The goat never questioned her stories, never doubted her intentions, and for the first time, the fox felt admired not for her tricks, but for her presence. But deep within the darker part of the forest lived a wolf who watched everything with cold eyes. The wolf was strong and feared, but he respected only power and advantage. One evening, he noticed the fox walking with the goat and narrowed his gaze. Later, he approached the fox alone. "Why do you waste your time with that goat?" he growled quietly. "She is simple, trusting. You could use that. There are the finest leaves growing beyond the rocky hill, leaves sweeter than any in this forest. She could gather them for you. Or better yet, trick her into giving you what she finds. That is how the world works. The clever survive." The fox frowned. "She is my friend," she replied. The wolf smirked. "Friendship does not fill your stomach. Opportunity does." Though the fox walked away, the wolf's words followed her like a shadow. The next day, while exploring together, the fox and the goat ventured deeper than ever before. The forest grew thicker, quieter, and there, in a small clearing bathed in golden light, stood a single extraordinary flower. Its petals shimmered in shades of violet and blue, and its scent drifted through the air like sweet honey. The goat gasped softly. It's the most beautiful flower I have ever seen. It must be magical." The fox stared at it, and once again the wolf's voice echoed in her thoughts. Use her kindness. Opportunity. Advantage. A slow idea formed in her mind. She plucked the flower carefully and turned to the goat with a thoughtful expression. "Dear goat," she said gently, "this is no ordinary flower. I have heard of such blossoms. If eaten, they make one stronger and more beautiful than ever before. I picked it for you." The goat's eyes filled with gratitude. "For me?" "Of course," said the fox. Without hesitation, without doubt, the goat ate the flower. For a moment, nothing happened. Then her eyelids grew heavy. "Fox, I feel strange," she murmured. Slowly, she lay down in the soft grass and drifted into sleep. The fox stepped back. A flicker of triumph crossed her face. She had proven her cleverness. She had controlled the moment. But as silence settled over the clearing, something changed. The forest no longer felt bright. The air felt heavy. She looked at the sleeping goat. The goat had trusted her completely, had smiled without suspicion, had called her friend. The fox felt a tightness in her chest she had never felt before. It was not fear, not hunger. It was regret. "What have I done?" she whispered. The flower had no magic. It was harmless, only known to cause brief drowsiness. The fox had not harmed the goat's body, but she had harmed something far more fragile: trust. Instead of leaving, instead of taking advantage, the fox lay beside the goat and waited. Time passed. The wind moved gently through the trees. At last, the goat stirred and slowly opened her eyes. "Fox?" she asked softly. "Why did I fall asleep?" The fox could have lied again. She could have blamed the flower, or the heat, or chance. But something within her refused. "I deceived you," the fox said quietly. "I told you the flower was magical. It was not. I allowed temptation to guide me. I wanted to prove I was clever, and I betrayed your trust." The goat sat up slowly. Pain flickered in her gentle eyes. "You lied to me," she said. "Yes, I believed you." "I know." Silence stretched between them. "Friendship," the goat said at last, "is not built on cleverness. It is built on honesty. I forgive you, fox, but forgiveness does not erase what happened." The fox lowered her head. "I understand." From that day forward, something between them had changed. They still walked together, still spoke, but the goat's eyes were more watchful. Her trust, once freely given, was now guarded. The fox felt the difference deeply. She realized that clever tricks brought quick victories, but honesty built lasting bonds. Determined to repair what she had broken, the fox began to act differently. When she found food, she shared it first. When danger approached, she stood between the goat and harm. When she spoke, she chose truth over charm. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, the goat saw consistency in the fox's actions. Not promises, not words, actions. One evening, as they sat together watching the sun melt into the horizon, the goat spoke gently. "You have changed." "I am trying," the fox replied. The goat smiled faintly. Trust grows slowly, but it grows. And in that moment, the fox understood something more powerful than any trick. Trust, once lost, is fragile, but when rebuilt through truth, it becomes stronger than before. From then on, The fox never allowed temptation to guide her again. She had learned that intelligence without integrity leads to loneliness, and that friendship is a treasure far more valuable than advantage. The goat, too, learned a lesson: kindness must walk beside wisdom. Trust is beautiful, but it must be protected. Together, wiser and more honest, they continued exploring the forest. They watched the seasons change. They crossed streams and climbed hills. And though their friendship had once been tested, it endured stronger, deeper, and built on truth. And so, in that quiet forest filled with golden light and whispering trees, two very different creatures discovered that the greatest strength is not cleverness, nor beauty, nor advantage, but honesty. For true friendship is a gift, and once broken, it can only be restored by courage, sincerity, and truth.